What do you do when the person you trust most shatters your world with a single, careless mistake? I was 16, sitting across from Dad at the dinner table, the smell of Mom's lasagna filling the air. It was a rare night. Dad was home early, no work calls buzzing, just the three of us laughing over old stories. His phone sat on the table, screen up, forgotten. I didn't think twice when I reached for it to check the time. It was unlocked. One swipe, and my life changed. The message glowed on the screen, a notification from someone named Lila. Meet me tonight. Usual place. Can't wait to see you. My heart stopped. I glanced at Dad, who was cutting into his lasagna, oblivious, smiling at Mom. My thumb hovered, then pressed. The chat opened a string of messages, months of them, filled with words that burned my eyes. I miss you. When can we be together? She doesn't understand you like I do. Each one was a knife, slicing through the image of the man who'd taught me to ride a bike, who'd stayed up late helping with math homework, who'd always been my hero. I wanted to scream, to throw the phone across the room, but I couldn't. Mom was right there, humming softly, unaware that her world was about to crack. I scrolled further, my hands shaking. Photos. Dinners I didn't know about. A selfie of Dad with a woman Lila her arm around him, both smiling like they shared a secret. My stomach churned. How long had this been going on? How could he sit here, laughing, while living a lie? I pushed my chair back, the scrape loud enough to make them both look up. You okay, Sarah? Mom asked, her brow furrowing. Dad's eyes flicked to his phone in my hand, and I saw a flash of panic. He knew. I couldn't meet his gaze. I couldn't stay in that room, breathing the same air as him. I dropped the phone on the table and walked out, the door slamming behind me. I didn't say goodbye. I couldn't. The night air hit me like a slap, cold and sharp. I walked, no destination, just moving to outrun the ache in my chest. How do you process betrayal like that? The man who'd carried me on his shoulders, who'd promised to always be there, had been someone else entirely. I thought of Mom, her warm smile, her endless patience. She didn't deserve this. Neither did I. My phone buzzed Dad's name on the screen. I ignored it. I wasn't ready to hear his excuses. Hours later, I ended up at the park, sitting on a swing where Dad used to push me. Memories flooded back, his laugh, his goofy impressions to make me smile. How could that man be the same one sneaking around behind Mom's back? I wanted to hate him, but the love was still there, tangled with the hurt. It made everything worse. When I finally went home, the house was quiet. Mom was asleep, but Dad was waiting in the living room, his face pale. Sarah, he started, voice low. Let me explain. I shook my head. Don't, I said. Not tonight. I went to my room, locking the door. Sleep didn't come. I kept seeing those messages, that photo, the life he'd hidden. The next morning, Mom was at the stove, making pancakes like nothing had happened. I wanted to tell her, to protect her, but the words wouldn't come. Dad sat at the table, eyes red, looking older than I'd ever seen him. We need to talk, he said. I nodded, but not for him, for Mom. She deserved the truth, even if it broke her. We sat down, the three of us, and Dad confessed. His voice cracked as he admitted to the affair, to months of lies. Mom's face went still, her hands gripping her coffee mug so tightly I thought it might shatter. I wanted to reach for her, but I was frozen, caught in the wreckage of our family. Dad swore it was over, that he'd ended it, that he loved us. But love doesn't erase betrayal. Days turned into weeks. Mom and Dad went to counseling, trying to rebuild what was broken. I watched from the sidelines, unsure if I could forgive. Dad tried to talk to me, to explain his mistakes, but I wasn't ready. Trust, once shattered, doesn't glue back together easily. Yet, I saw Mom's strength, her choice to stay, to fight for what they'd built. It wasn't weakness, it was courage. She taught me that love can mean facing the hardest truths and still choosing to heal. One night, I found Dad's phone on the counter again. This time, I didn't touch it. Instead, I sat across from him at dinner, looked him in the eye, and asked, "Are you still my dad?" His face crumpled, and he reached for my hand. "Always," he said. I didn't pull away. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, but it was a start. Life doesn't tie up neatly. Our family is still healing, scars and all. But I learned something: truth, no matter how painful, is better than a lie that feels safe. And sometimes, walking away isn't the end. It's the beginning of finding your way back.